take what you need from this episode and implement it in your business before the end of the year, or come back and listen to it the first week of January, whatever you need to do. I support that. So grab your notebook, grab a pen, grab an iced coffee. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Becky here today with you. We got a solo episode coming to you. And I don't know about you, but this is the time of year that I feel like you can finally sort of catch your breath. I don't know, maybe not totally catch your breath, but honestly, if you're listening to this in real time, we are approaching the last 2 weeks of 2025. This year has been such a blur in the best way, but I think especially, again, if you're listening in real time, right? This is the time of year that's like that messy middle. It's like, okay, maybe you got another event or two before the end of the year. Maybe your holiday shipping cutoff date has now passed and getting things to people in time for Christmas is come and gone. Maybe you're doing a little something, but it's also like, whew, okay, we're starting to slow down. We're trying to shift into some holiday mode. I know for me and our family, we're trying to take some time off starting this Friday into the new year to kind of reset. So while I know it's important to rest, and I am going to tell you to rest before 2026. This is also that window of a little bit of opportunity. Maybe you're taking some time off from your day job. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe your schedule just looks a little bit different than usual because of the holidays. Maybe it's chaos. Maybe you got people coming in town. You're hopping on planes. You got a lot going on. But no matter where you are at, I think this episode is going to be a very practical one for you, knowing that it is kind of this like magical, messy, awkward in-between space and no man's land between now and the end of the year, which allows you to reset, refresh, and also just start next year feeling energized and excited about your business and what you have going on. So I put together 10 things to do before 2026. Now, I don't want this to feel like a really long to-do list or adding more to your already full plate. Consider this maybe some friendly nudges, some reminders, some things that are going to allow you to start the new year feeling a bit better. So I'm giving you 10. Maybe you pick 5. Maybe you pick 1. Maybe you do all of them. It is up to you. Take what you need from this episode and implement it in your business before the end of the year, or come back and listen to it the first week of January, whatever you need to do. I support that. So grab your notebook, grab a pen, grab an iced coffee. I'm kind of loving the iced sugar cookie latte, but like sugar-free, low-fat from Starbucks. That's been my go-to over the holiday season. And let's get to it. So first off, one thing that I love to do before the end of the year that is a very feel-good to do is sending some quick notes of gratitude. So this is perfect to maybe send to your best customers, to people you've collaborated with this year, maybe to biz besties that have supported your business and encouraged you this year, especially when things have gotten hard or challenging. Maybe it's friends that have lent a little bit of support or said, hey, go ahead and borrow this sales campaign I did, or here's a blog post, take it and run with it, or have been so bold and so kind to invite you to get in front of their community to share your business. So before you fully shut down for the year, whether it's a handwritten note, a quick voice message, a DM, send a couple of just notes of gratitude to close out the year. I know I do this even for business coaches or programs that I'm in, or tech products that have really made a difference in my business for the year, or even just those memorable conversations where I was like, ooh, in that convo, this clicked, and I decided to go ahead and do this with my business because of this conversation. Thank you for having that conversation with me, right? So just simple notes of gratitude is such a great feel-good way of wrapping up your year. Okay, number 2, reconnect with people. I think during a little bit of downtime, it gives you the opportunity to pick up your phone and send a text. And it doesn't take very long. But there's people out there that you're like, man, I really wish that we would have had time to get together this year. Or, this person is one of my supporters or my good friends and it just didn't work out. Our schedules didn't align, or it's been a hot minute since we've chatted, right? Nothing feels better than getting a text from someone that says, hey, I'm thinking of you. Happy holidays. I hope that in the new year we can spend more time together, right? So notes of gratitude as number one. Number two, thinking about who you want to intentionally reconnect with and do more with or collaborate with or connect with or just have coffee with in the new year. Send those out. That's something you can do while watching Hallmark movies with your Christmas tree next to you in your pajamas. Right. So number three is a little bit more admin-y. It's a little bit more tedious, but it's very important. It is a good time of year to update your contact list. I'm hoping you're using some sort of CRM, customer relationship management system. So this would be a Google spreadsheet. This could be fully functional CRM like Oh My Hi. This could be something that your company provides you to keep track of your people. If you did a lot of events over this holiday season, I can bet that you have a stack of lead forms somewhere in a pile, somewhere that need to get inputted into a sheet. This is a great time of year to tidy things up, right? If you're inputting these into a CRM online, you may need to add some tags or put people into certain lists or groups to remind you of what they purchased, where you met them. Any of those kinds of things are going to be helpful. And maybe there's some contacts that just never made it, right? Like you connected on social, they sent you an email, but maybe they didn't land in the CRM. Maybe they're on a sticky note, maybe they're on a lead form, maybe they're in your notes app, maybe you took a picture of their business card, those kinds of things. Look in all the places, tidy up your contact list. So going into 2026, everyone's in your system, whatever system you are using. All right, next up, number 4, I stole this idea. I think Debbie Kimball gave me credit for this idea, but I think maybe it was her own idea. I think she maybe next leveled an idea that I shared, but she mentioned this on a call that I was on lately, and I just thought it was so brilliant that I had to put it out there to all of you. I love the idea of a form that you can share to update your customer preferences for 2026. Now, if you're using a tool like Oh My Hi, or if you're a Google form kind of person, you can easily create this online. If you're doing maybe some last minute sip and shops or in-person events, you can even have this as a physical piece of paper that you hand people or a QR code that they scan. But basically in this form, you're going to update their information, right? So this is a great place to get their updated phone number, email address, mailing address, and how they want to hear from you. Do they want to get text? Do they want to get emails from you? What products are they interested in? Are they interested in sales? You can ask a series of questions to help build out your customer profile. And I think this is such a fun and practical way to reconnect with people. You can email your contacts and say, hey, can you update your preferences for 2026? This is also a great excuse to reach out to people in the DMs and get their contact information if maybe you never had it, and say something like, hey, I'm updating things for 2026 and I want to make sure that I'm serving you in the best way possible. Will you fill out this quick form for me? Hey, now we have their phone number. We can add them into Project Broadcast. Oh, now we have their email. You can add them into your Oh My Hi emails, right? Now you know who might be interested in hosting or who might be interested in joining. You just never know. It's a great time to kind of reevaluate, grab new contact information, and learn a little bit more about your customers before the start of the year. So you could create that form and send it out now as you're wrapping up the year. You could also just have it ready to roll in January. Okay, moving on to number 5, something that you could do before the end of the year is to review any kinds of subscriptions you have. And I mean, I'm a subscription girl over here. We have subscriptions with Oh My Hi. We also have it in the Academy. But I think it's a great opportunity to say, like, is this serving me? Do I need to upgrade to maybe a different level? Do I need to maybe downgrade or cancel? So guilty of this, like softwares or apps or tools that I've purchased and I'm on a recurring subscription for. Like, let's clear the clutter. Like, I joined a networking group. I'm probably not going to stick with it going into 2026. I got to remember to go in and cancel that. I wanted to give it a try for a couple months. It wasn't for me. That's okay. But let's make sure that we're not continuing to get charged for that into the new year. So take a look at your subscriptions. Evaluate where your priorities are and what communities you really want to lean into. I would caution you around joining too many, right? Especially communities. You want to go deep with people. You want to get to know people. And if you are in every community paying $20 here, there, all over the place, it's really hard to build those deep, meaningful connections. So review your subscriptions. Review the tools that you're using. I know in our own business, there's some big shifts that we're making. We were previously recording our podcast using Zoom when we had a guest. We're shifting over to Riverside. So we have a new subscription there, but that's also going to change our process for some things. So we're doing the same thing over in our own business. There's a couple things that we're like, we don't need this anymore. This isn't serving us anymore. We've grown out of it. There's a better tool for us to use. So taking a good hard look at what you're paying for to make sure it's in alignment with your business goals. Okay, number 6. I don't know if you're going to love this one, but I'm calling this the year-end cleanup list. So the pile by your desk, I don't know about you, but I got a big pile forming by my desk and I can't see the floor anymore. So it is now time to go through that pile. And honestly, 90% of it is probably trash at this point, but it's just been accumulating. So if you have piles, this is a good time of year to sift through those piles. Maybe a notes app. If you've been jotting down notes here and there in your notes app, maybe that needs to move somewhere else. ChatGPT, I've been leaving a lot of notes in ChatGPT and not coming back to things. You may want to organize things by folders. So guilty of this one, and honestly, I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to tell you that it might be something to think about. If you're using Canva folders are going to save you. I am so notorious of having like untitled for my Canva files. Rename them, organize them, put them where they go. I love doing this with my photos on a personal note. Like I love going through Google Photo and starring or favoriting my favorite photos of the year so I can go back and grab them in the favorites folder for quick reference. And then, just kind of like a quick little cleanup. It's going to make you feel good when you sit back down and do your work in January that you're not surrounded by piles of things. So that would be a great one to just kind of clean things up a little bit without deep cleaning, just clean up, right? Okay, number 7, I love a good end of the year recap. In fact, we forecast this inside our virtual retreats where we create our year-end recap in January. So if you've been a part of my virtual retreats, go grab your old workbooks and see how closely your 2025 year-end recap is to what you set out to do at the start of the year. If you're inside the Academy, our social selling action plan has a great template for this, but this is a perfect time for you to reflect on and celebrate what worked, what didn't work, share a thank you, to plant some seeds to let people know what's coming in 2026. So, some people mail out Christmas cards with those letters about what their family did for the year. Think about doing that for your business and then sharing it on social or in a blog post, maybe in an email to share kind of your gratitude and year-end wrap-up. We have a whole podcast episode coming just on that. We're going to share the good, the bad, the ugly of 2025. I know you guys love a good peek behind the scenes. So we have that coming up as well. But that's something we do every year. And having that post kind of ready to go and drafted, and so you can drop it that last week of December, ready to go. Schedule it out, be done with it. Okay, number 8 is thinking a little bit further ahead to January. You don't need the full year plan. We're going to talk about planning here in a minute, but you want to think about your January runway, right? We know that the next couple weeks might be a little bit of a breather for your business, well deserved, by the way, but I would be thinking about what you're going to be doing in January, right? So maybe there's some content themes you want to work in. A lot of people have health and wellness products where it's kind of like new year, fresh, restart, reset, healthy eating, physical activity, all those kinds of things. New you, new year, that kind of theme. You might want to be thinking a little bit about any kind of promo or campaign or event that you're doing to kind of bring people back together. A lot of companies have new products coming at the top of the year. Also, this is the time of year where sometimes there's some customer specials or host specials for people that are actually purchasing from you in January, knowing that it is a J month and people are recovering from their holiday spend. So just have a solid plan for the first couple weeks of January. We don't need to go too deep into the year. We don't need to have the full plan, but at least having a couple things penciled in. It doesn't even have to be in pen, just pencil it in so you know that here in a couple weeks you can pick up and keep going and have some good momentum in your business without having to fully relaunch your business. Nobody wants to do that. Okay, next up is to do a little bit of year-end product inventory and tax prep. Again, not super glamorous, but I know some of you really love going through all your inventory and seeing all the products you have on hand. You want to count what products you have left at the end of the year because you're going to use that when you file your taxes. You want to have an inventory of what assets, what inventory you have on hand and the value of that inventory. So when tax season hits, it makes it a little bit easier. Same thing with like your mileage for the year. If you have a big box of receipts sitting somewhere, we want to organize that and kind of get things in place. And so when it's time to do those taxes, it makes things a little bit easier for you. This is also a great time of year to maybe talk to your tax advisor about if it makes sense to make any year-end expenditures for your business. That's something that we're always keeping an eye on at this time of year, right? Like, should we be spending? Should we be holding back? Do we want to make purchases now? Do we want to wait till January? So you might want to make sure that you have all of that in order. So the first of the year doesn't feel too daunting when your accountant is asking for your information or you're opening QuickBooks and doing that all on your own. So that's number 9 is year-end product inventory. Tax prep. This is also kind of a great time of year to move some of that inventory. You could definitely do an after Christmas sale if you're feeling motivated. Grab some of that inventory. Offer your local customers to come by first, right? So local can come shop in person and take it. You don't have to worry about shipping. Then whatever's left, pop on a live video and share live what you have available. And then, whoever buys things, that's great. Charge them shipping, get rid of it. And so you're starting the year with maybe less inventory than you were expecting. That's always nice too. Okay, so number 10, this is my favorite. You probably knew this was coming. We have our 2026 planning workshop. It is happening tomorrow. And I want to see all of you there. It is such a fun time to reflect on the year, to identify those big wins, identify maybe things that you don't want to do anymore that aren't serving you. You own your business and you get to set that trajectory. And I think that's the exciting part of being in business is being able to pick and choose what you want to keep doing, what you want to let go of, and have some fun with it. So we are going to really zero in on the first quarter, but we're going to talk overarching for the whole year, some of those goals. We're also going to share what trends we're seeing in the industry and how you can lean into those trends to increase your sales, to get more customers, all of those things. So if you are not yet registered for some reason, go save your seat, moderndirectseller.com/2026plan, and we will see you there. We're coming with prizes. Some of you know about our Modern Direct Seller box. It's back, baby. It is back. I'm so excited to share it with you. So come hang out with us. We got prizes. We got gifts. It's going to be a really great workshop. And of course, there's going to be a replay as well. So come see us there tomorrow. And then my last tip, number 11, is to rest. And I say that in total seriousness. As a girl that doesn't like to slow down, I know how important it is for all of us to slow down. And I'm sure your companies are like, keep on selling through the end of the year. And I support that. And I also know that when we take a little bit of a breather, we come back better than ever, right? We come back with enthusiasm and more creativity. In fact, I don't know about you, but after a couple days off, all of a sudden, like creative ideas just keep coming to me, right? The things that I would have never come up with when I was sitting at my desk in the zone, in the thick of things, especially after a wild and crazy fourth quarter. So your business, your creativity, your motivation depends on you resting. So decide what that looks like for you. Is rest getting out of the house and taking a little staycation? Is it taking a road trip? Is it taking a long drive? Is it taking a walk? Is it taking a nap? Is it binging Hallmark movies and drinking hot chocolate? You choose what rest looks like for you, but I want to challenge you to really work that into truly your business strategy as you wrap up the year. So with that said, this is your do this before 2026 checklist. If it feels daunting and overwhelming, just pick a couple of these things. Take what you need, leave what you want. Totally fine with that. Enjoy the holiday season with your family. It has been such a treat serving you this entire year. And we're not quite done yet. We got our planning workshop tomorrow. We got a couple other podcast episodes lined up for you before the ball drops. But we are cheering you on all the way into 2026. All right. Thanks for being here today. Let's get out there and make it a great day. Bye, everyone. This episode is sponsored by CintShare. CintShare is the #1 social media scheduler for direct sellers and loved by creators in any industry. It's truly your one-stop shop for all things social. Join hundreds of thousands of social sellers and entrepreneurs who turn to CintShare for free social media training and resources. Get started today with your free 30-day trial at moderndirectseller.com/CintShare.